What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be going over a quarterback quiz. So I'm going to be testing your knowledge on different aspects of the quarterback position to see how well you actually know the position. So fellas, throughout this quiz, we're going to be talking about different footwork, different aspects of your mechanical motion, different aspects of the quarterback position when it comes to reads, all that good stuff. So how this quiz is going to go is I'm going to ask you guys just a simple question, give you a chance to pause the video and think about your answer, then we're going to break down the correct answer to the question. So my first question, you guys, has to do with our drop back footwork. So let's say my slot receiver is running a 10-yard speed out, right? So let's say it's a 10-yard speed out, outside receivers may be running a fade. If we want to throw that 10-yard speed out, what drop are we taking as a quarterback out of shotgun? So we're in shotgun, we want to throw that 10-yard speed out where the receiver is not breaking down, he's not even cutting, he is just rounding it and getting into the route. What drop are we taking? So you guys can go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. Now fellas, before we break down the correct answer, if you are a QB, wide receiver, any football position, and you want to get some first down training merch, we just came out with a brand new merch store. We just partnered with Adidas to come up with some of our merch ideas, so it's all going to be really great quality. So go to that very first link in the description below where you can get access to our brand new merch drop. Our merch drop will be unavailable on July 13th. This is a limited edition, limited time only drop. We only left this store open for 2 weeks, you guys. So fellas, make sure you take advantage of it. All of our merchandise is great quality. This is our wide receiver 1 shirt, but we also have QB 1 shirts for you quarterbacks watching this video, and different alternative first down training logos, hoodies, lightweight hoodies, towels for you quarterbacks. So guys, make sure you go to that very first link in the description below so you can take advantage of our brand new merch drop where we partnered with Adidas. So fellas, that 10-yard speed out that we would be throwing is specifically a timing route. So as a quarterback, we have to take a drop that times up with that route. So if you guys set a rhythm 3-step drop, which means it's simple 1, 2, 3, and then let it fly as soon as you hit your 3rd step, that would be 100% correct. Now, why is that? So if we were to take just like quick game footwork and it was just catch the snap, sit there, that receiver still has to get it. He's starting this cut on a 10-yard speed out about 8 yards. He's using a speed cut, right? So he's going to plant. It's not a cut. He's not supposed to slow down at all. He's supposed to hit 8 and round up to 10 and not lose any speed out of the break. So if I were to do that quick game footwork where I just take a 1-step drop, I'm going to be sitting there waiting for him, right? Now, if I take a 3-step drop where I go 1, 2, 3, when you hit that 3rd step, he should be at about 8 yards. But then if I hitch up, he's going to snap his head around, he's going to see us release the ball, and that gives the defense more time to break on it. He should not see you throw the ball on this. You should be able to hit that 3rd step. It's out of your hands, he turns his head, and the ball is right there. So it would be a rhythm 3-step drop out of gun. It's just a simple quick foot drop. You're not trying to get a ton of depth. It's all about timing. It would just be a simple 1, 2, 3, bam, let that thing go off your 3rd step. So if you guys said a rhythm 3, you would be 100% correct. Now, this next question, fellas, has to do with coverages. So let's talk about this. Cover 4 and cover 2, those are both 2 high safety defenses, right? So I want you guys to tell me, what is the difference between a cover 4 safety stance and a cover 2 safety stance? How can you tell the difference? A lot of people, when it comes down to those 2 coverages, will tell you like, oh, if it's cover 2, the corners are pressed. If it's cover 4, the corners are off because they're trying to drop into deep fourths. And cover 2, the corners press as they're playing the flats. But a lot of times corners walk down to press and then they bail. They'll play press bail, and that's a form of zone coverage, so they can be disguising it. Corners always lie to us. So our question, what is the difference between a cover 4 safety stance and a cover 2 safeties stance? You guys can go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. So the correct answer to that question, fellas, would be a cover 4 safety stance is going to be a little bit wider and more of like a squatted stance. Now, the reason why he's in that squatted stance is because he is in run support and he has other deep help, which would be the corners. So if you see him line up and he's in this squatted stance, he's not necessarily backpedaling right away. If the offense decides to do a run play, he wants to be in a stance where he can easily go drive and make a play or make a tackle or just at least help out right now. And cover 2, because generally those safeties are probably going to be a little bit deeper and they don't have any other deep help and they have to get to that deep half of the field, they're probably going to be in something called a skinny feet stance. So what I mean by that is they're in a backpedal stance. So if you see 2 high deep safeties and both of them have this backpedal stance, maybe they're a little wider, they're a little bit deeper than usual, that can tell us that it's cover 2. You see a safety who's in a more squatted, wider stance like this, both of of them are like that, that can tell us that it's cover 4. Now fellas, this was a little bit of a trick question, okay? I am totally fine if quarterbacks finish across their chest, and I'm totally fine if quarterbacks finish in this opposite pocket. However, the key word to focus on as a QB and what I said in the question would be extension. So if you guys said option number 1, where you want to finish extended to this opposite pocket, I would say that would be more correct than having your arm finish across your chest. So if you're trying to increase like the spin rate on your ball, you want more accuracy on your throws, the goal would be when you flick your wrist, you want your wrist to be 6 inches in front of your front stride. That's the magic spot. Because when you flick your wrist like that, chances are if your other body mechanics are clean. If your mechanics are clean and you flick your wrist like this, that ball is going to go right where you extend the ball. If you're trying to throw it to a receiver's chest, you're trying to throw the ball a little bit deeper, that's generally where it's going to go. And it also helps with the spin on the ball. Now, a lot of quarterbacks, what they do is that when they release the ball, they have a slight bend to their elbow and this arm comes across their chest. That's the problem. Now, if you guys throw and you guys extend and then it comes back to your chest, that's totally fine. Chances are when guys extend, they probably finish a little bit lower, but we need to focus on extension. Don't be so focused on where your arm finishes, be focused on where the extension point actually happens. Now fellas, the next question on our quarterback quiz has to do with our follow through when we are releasing the ball. So this is a common thing. A lot of quarterback coaches teach a very specific way. So I want to know what you guys at least think, and then we're going to talk about what's the right way in my eyes. So when you guys release the ball, should you guys fully extend and almost finish in this opposite pocket, or when you guys release the ball, should you finish more across your chest? So should you finish down here, extend to the opposite pocket, or should you guys finish across your chest? So you guys can go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. Now, next question, fellas, has to do with our body mechanics when we throw. So the question we have here is, should you, when you throw, push off of your back foot when your front foot gets down, or should you focus on shifting the weight from your back quad to your front quad when you throw, promoting more, I guess you could say, hip rotation or weight transfer? So should you push off the back foot, or should you shift your weight from quad to quad? So you guys go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. So fellas, the correct answer would be shifting the weight from quad to quad. Now let's explain the reason why. So many quarterback coaches, especially older school quarterback coaches, teach that quarterbacks get their power off of their inside arch of their back foot. So kind of where this Adidas logo is. So a lot of guys, they'll teach like, okay, when your front foot gets down, you want like a semi-wide base, feet shoulder width apart. And what you want to do is you want to push, and that's going to help you create power. But when you guys push your weight forward, you do not produce any torque. It's a very linear throwing motion. Now, can that give you power? Yes, but that's a lot of strain on your arm, and it's going to be inconsistent power, and we'll explain why. So how quarterbacks should throw from a mechanical standpoint is a lot like how a baseball player should hit a baseball. They generate power and consistency the same ways, and it comes from that concept called dissociation, separating your upper body from your lower body. So let me explain. So when I'm hitting a baseball, right, if I'm here in the batter's box, I got the bat, pitcher throws me a pitch, right? What I do is I have my weight loaded onto my back leg. They teach a lot of, I teach my quarterbacks this. They teach all baseball players this. You want to be stacked. Your head, your knee, and your foot are stacked on top of each other. And what happens is you step to the pitcher, but everybody knows you still keep the bat back. You don't do this when you're trying to hit a baseball. You don't lunge forward because you got nothing on the bat, and the ball's not going to go anywhere. That's what you do on like a bunt when you're trying to hit it like short, if you will, right? So what you do is you step, you stay back, and then what happens? You pivot, you have your hips fire, aka you're shifting weight from quad to quad, and then the bat whips behind, and that increases bat speed, and that right there shooting through is torque when you separate the upper body from the lower body. So same exact thing when I'm actually throwing a football, right? I don't want to push, because when I push all my weight forward, my shoulders can't go in this direction. So what happens is that I'm lunging forward. Now when I lunge forward like that, look at my back hip and my back leg. Everything's kind of behind me. So at the release of the throw, my elbow is going to be ahead of my hip, and that's what puts pressure on your arm. It's an all-arm throw. Now, if you're not generating power from your lower half and you have to throw a longer pass, what a lot of QBs do is they'll push forward, this elbow's ahead of their hips, so what do they start doing? They start leaning, they start swinging, and that makes your release really high, or it can make your release really wide. So what we want to do, guys, is you want to think step and keep your weight loaded on your back leg. So guess what you could do? Shift your shoulders back, take the football back, and separate upper from lower. So guess what we do now? We shift the weight from quad to quad, and the hip ends up beating the elbow and the shoulder because your back foot and your hip stayed underneath you on the foot strike. When you push, you lose all that weight and everything trails behind, which puts that extra mileage on the arm. So if you guys said shift quad to quad, you would be 100% correct.